I would encourage you that as you begin to grow in your Kanban practice, that you begin to have your WIP limits cover larger and larger areas of the system, as opposed to having column-specific WIP limits, because ultimately those are going to keep you from optimizing exactly where you need to optimize. When WIP limits are tied to columns, we can kind of WIP limit our way out of a lot of flow problems, and it disguises where our constraint actually is. If you want to start there, I think that's great. It's often an easy way for teams to get going with WIP limits. But as you get used to it, start expanding those limits across the system. So instead of having one limit for testing, one for development, and one for requirements, maybe you just have one limit that covers all three of those. Then you can start really seeing where does work start to batch up, where your bottlenecks actually are, and where your constraints are. So you have a WIP limit over the whole system to keep things from getting too crazy, but you're not really restricting flow anywhere with your WIP limits, and you can kind of see more naturally the way your work flows.